I'm director for Aivancity for India, Middle East, and a couple of Asian countries. I look after student recruitments and university tie-ups as such. Today's presentation is completely dedicated to the one of the best qualification that Aivancity is currently offering, and for which we are getting lots of traction from India. There are a couple of reasons for that, and I would like to share with you. And also, I'm very, very keen on getting feedback from your side. Feel free to ask me questions in between, because this is more of an interaction rather than just one-sided presentation. Because I really love to hear from you, so that we can bring back this presentation more often with more fine-tuning and all that. So today's presentation is on behalf of Aivancity School for Technology, Business and Society. We are based out of Paris in France, and we are ranked #1 school, 100% dedicated to artificial intelligence and data sciences. All our programs are taught in English language. We don't need IELTS, GRE, GMAT, or TOEFL as our selection criteria. We don't need French language certification to get selected. So students are really, really encouraged and should feel free to apply for any of our qualification on the basis of their earlier background, educational plus experience related background, so they can choose. And at the same time, I would like to quote here that we don't offer many qualifications, since we are focused only on artificial intelligence and data sciences, for which we are ranked #1. At the same time, we are Gandhi Call School as well. Gandhi Call in English language, if you convert, means great school. So French government has identified Aivancity as great school for artificial intelligence and data sciences related studies. All our programs are under STEM. STEM means science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. All our programs are under RNCP. Now, RNCP is a French term which gives accreditation to the courses which are skills and competency based, and where employers have endorsed the skills and competencies, and including the syllabus that is designed and delivered by the university. So these are all STEM, and all these courses are full masters, that is 2 years courses, 60 plus 60 credits, in all 120 European credits under ECTS, that is European Credit Transfer Scheme program. These qualifications are accepted worldwide at par with any university or any country, including in India. Indian and French government have signed an agreement to accept each other's qualifications at par, and that is one of the reasons these qualifications are becoming really very popular. So at par means, when, if at all, student comes back to India with this qualification, that is masters in data management, that particular candidate is acceptable across India by all the companies, including government companies. They are allowed to appear for their entry level tests, interviews, PhDs. So all those barriers have been taken care by signing this particular agreement between two countries. So they can go to Association of Indian Universities to seek their approval for this particular qualification in India, and they will get that immediately. We are registered with Campus France, so you can find our name on Campus France. So we are official private university status organization in France, because we are a degree awarding body. We offer undergraduate, postgraduate, and PhD programs as well. But our major focus is undergraduate studies and postgraduate studies, that is PG, that is master's program. As I said, all taught in English language in the domain of artificial intelligence and data sciences. As I said, today's particular interest is for data management, and I would like to show you this particular slide, which I'm sure you are able to see, and if not, please let me know. Why data management? Now, this particular program is high in academics and content to emerge. After completing this qualification, student will emerge as a professionally certified data manager, a professionally certified data analyst, a professionally certified business analyst. What does it mean? In India, you have chartered accountant and you have an accountant. So chartered accountant is a professionally qualified candidate to act as an accountant in company, and they look after specific departments of accounting, finance, taxation, and not only in the company, they can have their own consulting as well. So this type of a qualification is called professionally certified qualification, wherein candidate complete this qualification, emerges as professionally certified data analyst, or in India it is called as business analyst. And many students now have seen trying to enroll themselves for MBA in business analytics. And this course actually is very, very comparable, or rather more robust and more thorough than a normal MBA in business analytics. And that is why we are getting lots of application in this particular course, wherein students who want to become either data analyst or business analyst, they are applying for this course. It's a 2 years qualification. Specificity of Aivancity is a school of technology, business, and society. What does it mean? It means out of the total curriculum that we have set in, we give emphasis 50% on very high-end technology. So why 50%? That means we just focus on core subjects of that technology, in this case, data management. So we have designed curriculum in such a way that all the very core and very, very important subjects of data management, including technologies, different platforms, science behind that, is all taught to the students. And we have taken up all the unnecessary subjects. Like there is no point teaching 20-25 subjects, and out of that 50% are not relevant. So we have taken care of that. All the subjects taught under our technology domain are purely focusing on science and applied technology in the domain of data management. So what do we do with remaining 50%? Now, out of remaining 50%, 25% is what we provide students knowledge about business. So our students, they get knowledge about business, about supply chain management, logistics, project management, ROI, international business, marketing. All these things are also embedded in the curriculum. So students, other than getting 50% of high technology knowledge and education, also get knowledge and education about business side of it. Because these people, these candidates are going to work in industry, and our value is that they must understand business side of it, and that becomes really, really very important and helpful for companies to acquire this skill. Third thing, we also, rest of the 25% is knowledge about ethics and legal studies. Legal studies in the sense, students must understand what is the legality side of it and what is the ethical side of it. Because as you know, ChatGPT, which got introduced 2 years back, has now about 100 million users in 2 years' time. To reach that figure, Google needed 5 years, and for Netflix, it needed 10 years. So you can imagine how artificial intelligence machines like ChatGPT are getting used by the people, and how much subscription they have received in the shortest time of 2 years. And the creator of that platform, Sam Altman himself, is now propagating that please, all the governments, policymakers, please organize and please create very strong legal and ethical frameworks for us to operate within. Because he said artificial intelligence is like fire. Human beings have mastered fire, and we are using fire for the benefits of humanity. But fire itself is very destructive. It can destroy everything. But just because humans have that brain and they are able to master that fire, we are using for our own good benefits. But you can see sometimes if it goes haywire, then what type of destruction it can create. This is exactly the situation of artificial intelligence and data. And that is why Sam Altman himself is saying that we need very strict regulations, we need strict guidelines, frameworks, we need to understand ethics. And who is going to make them understand ethics? All these youngsters, right from their education, if they come to understand that this is what it is, then they will apply that particular information and knowledge to help companies understand ethical side of it. I'll give you a classic example, like you have a hacker and you have an ethical hacker. So both have same qualification. Both are coming out of the aspirations of doing good for themselves, earning money, becoming rich. Qualification background is same. Probably they have come from the same university, but one is hacker and another is ethical hacker. One is stealing and one is trying to protect. So exactly this is what AI creators are telling, that we want to have ethical AI engineers rather than people who can manipulate. And there exactly this framework comes. And my student from Aivancity is clearly aware of this, and they play this very key and important role. And that is where Aivancity is positioned as one of the top institutions to offer studies in the domain of AI and data sciences, including understanding of technology, business side of it, and legal and ethical side of it comes. And that is the reason we are getting response, not only from companies, because currently we have about 100 companies who have become our partner companies. And these companies are not only French companies, lots of European companies are coming to us because they now have understood that this is what the grooming of students is within the Aivancity, and they're looking for that talent to come their way for the becoming their employees. As I would like to share with you, we offer courses in three domains. So we have very limited number of courses available. We don't have many courses, and that probably confuses students that which way I should be going. We have three major qualifications. Out of that, first is integrated masters, which says 3+2. That is, if candidate is completing higher secondary, they can enter year 1 and go up to year 5 to complete their masters. That is our specific qualification, which comes under Gandhi Call program, that is grade school program in the domain of artificial intelligence and data science. So this presentation, we can talk about it later. Today, we are focusing more on data management, which is 2 years qualification, 120 European credits, fully taught in English. And specificity of this particular qualification is, it is for students who have non-technical education, like non-engineers. Generally in India, students feel that data or artificial intelligence is not for me because I am not an engineer. But we want to go back to the students and tell them that even if you are a commerce graduate, even if you have pursued your BBA, even if you have pursued your BSc in mathematics, maybe statistics, in economics, you have studied your BA in history, you have studied your BA in geography, whatever it is, as far as it is 3 years valid qualification, authorized qualification from India, whether it is 3 years or 4 years honors, doesn't matter. We are happy to consider your application on the basis of what type of degree you have acquired and what type of percentage you have acquired, what type of communication skills you have, why you wish to become a data analyst or business analyst, like students going for an MBA. If you go to MBA class, you will find there are engineers, there are lawyers, there are people coming from commerce background, science background, but everyone is accommodated in MBA. Same is data analytics, data management course in Aivancity. We accept students coming from all backgrounds and we give them an opportunity to become world-class, professionally certified data analysts or business analysts. And this creates opportunities for them not only to work in France, but they can look for their opportunities all across 29 Schengen countries and globally as well. So that is the beauty of this qualification, because of the specific training and specific skills that they acquire. And this is the focus of today's program. Obviously, we have another program, which is data engineering, which is basically, we need students completing their BTech computer science. But this is one of the program also, which is very popular. Data management is becoming extremely popular, and that is the reason I'm trying to seek your attention, because of the reason that we can accommodate students coming from all the faculties, not necessarily the engineering students. On the contrary, if engineering student wishes to apply for this course, we try and talk to that candidate that, are you really serious to come into business? Because you have studied engineering, you have studied technology, but are you serious? Are you really wishing to come into business side of it? Or you want to still remain an engineer and a technocrat? And if they give a satisfying answer, then only we start processing their application, because we want students who are focused on business side of it, on management side of it, and those who can really contribute as data analysts or business analysts to the companies or the corporates when the time comes for their placement. Now, in case of data, there is another misconception in India. Many students feel that data, as I said, is for engineers. But in Aivancity, we have a very specific information. We have talked to various companies and we have understood, and therefore we are offering 3 different qualifications for 3 different set of skills and competencies. One is data scientist, one is data engineer, and third one that we are talking today is data analyst. Now for us in Aivancity, we have segregated them according to the profiles of the candidate. We admit candidates either for who are interested in becoming data scientists, or interested in becoming data engineer, or interested in becoming data analyst on the basis of their earlier background. Now, obviously for data engineers, as I said, BTech computer science 4 years degree is much preferred, but at the same time, BSc, BCS, BSc IT, those students are also given an opportunity because they have computer science, IT related background, so they can apply for data engineering. For data analyst, as I said, is open for all the faculties, 3 years or 4 years honors qualification from any approved university in India. If they wish to become data analysts, they can apply for this course. And third one is data scientist, which is another of our qualification, which is AI engineer, which is part of integrated masters. So this qualification is actually offered to students complete their higher secondary, study their first 3 years, and then 2 years of masters. So it becomes integrated masters delivered in 5 years time. But then that creates them as artificial intelligence engineers and data scientists put together both, and they play a different role. And all these 3 people have different sets of skills and competencies and requirement within industry, and each one has a very key and vital role to play. So there is no demeaning that data engineer is better and data analyst is low, nothing of that kind. Industry wants all three of these guys with the professional qualification working for them, because they know that these jobs, these profiles are separate and everyone has a separate place to work within the organization, within the sector. As I was trying to tell you, now world has entered into a stage of big data. So in Avancity, we believe that artificial intelligence is changing the world, and world is becoming data. Now, when I say world is becoming data, simple reason for that is we are nothing but data for all these big companies. You're using smartwatch, you're using smartphone. Everywhere you go, you have cameras, CCTV cameras. Everywhere you go, you use your credit card, which is a smart card. Everywhere you go, you have to give your thumb impression. Your mobile is continuously detecting your activities. So it is nothing but collection of data that is going on continuously every second throughout the world. And that is where I think importance of this particular data collection comes. And this data collection is becoming so humongous that as per our statistics, last 2 years, the amount of data that got collected was not even collected in last 5 years. So 5,000 years. So last 5,000 years, humanity or scientists or companies did not collect the data which got collected in last 2 years. And in next 5 years, it is going to be multiplied by 7. So you can imagine almost we are living a data world, and every movement that we are doing is nothing but data. And that data is so humongous. There are data, what you can say, data stores, very big data companies are coming, which are just accumulating the data, and these data centers are getting created worldwide. Currently, there are about 4,000 data centers already in place, and many countries are now repositioning themselves to offer infrastructure to have big data centers to be built in their economies, and they become leaders in that, including India. So that type of humongous movement is currently going on, and data is becoming like lifeblood for artificial intelligence. And artificial intelligence, its algorithm, its various platforms, 100% depend on data. And this data, which is humongously getting collected, each industry would need something out of it. They don't want that entire data. Say, for example, someone is in fashion, they would need some specific data out of this huge collection. Someone from banking would need some separate type of data within the huge collection of this data. Someone from financial services might need something else. So what I'm trying to tell is that there where the place of engineers, scientists, and data analysts comes in, because data is getting collected, nothing will stop it now, and it will go on growing. But for me, usability comes in picture. So is it usable for me? Is it relevant for me? That is what companies are asking. And who would create relevance? Data engineers would create relevance. Data scientists would create platforms, and data analysts, as today's topic, will bring out the data, interpret that, create communication out of it, and present it to the management for business decision making. So that type of very important role these guys keep playing as a data analyst or business analyst, and that is why they are getting identified the company as a special talent managing the data for the company, either as a company as a whole or within the department of marketing, within the department of finance, within the department of HR, whatever, even in manufacturing. So these guys are playing very important and crucial role. That is why we are offering this qualification open to each and everyone, because they are trained to play with data. They are trained to inference this data, create meaning out of it, present graphs or presentations or business related text, and present it to management to make business decisions. So that type of a very profound qualification this masters in data management is. Many students come to us asking for what exactly is the study plan. Now, how this all will enroll. I will like to inform you here that our application process is, or admission process for that matter, is all driven by jury interview. So there is no paper-based admission. So once application is uploaded, then it comes to creating 90 seconds of self-introduction video, and then finally comes the jury interview, that is academic interview, academic selection interview. On the basis of that, candidate gets selected for the course. After getting selected, candidate has to accept and pay first year fees in full to Avancity. And after that, two things will happen. First, Avancity will issue user ID password to the candidate, wherein we request candidate to log in the system and start completing 60 hours of onboarding Avancity. Now, this onboarding Avancity online 60 hours course is mandatory for all the candidates, irrespective of which particular course they are joining. So they have to complete that course, and that course will give them complete orientation that when they come to the actual classroom, how this entire course is going to roll out for them. What are the subjects they need to upgrade themselves, like what level of mathematics is needed, maybe what level of statistics, what level of communication, what level of English, and couple of other subjects. And they have to complete this course, which is assignment based course, and they will get certification for that as well, online certification. But that is mandatory condition before they join the actual classroom, because that brings them on a level, particular level of understanding. And as I said, students coming from different background, when they come as a group, they come with different backgrounds and from different nationalities. So this course basically helps them to come at a single platform where all's understanding and all's attention is created or pipeline, so that they know what is going to be taught and how they should accommodate and adapt to new learning that Aivancity is going to offer, because it's a French education system which is under Gandhi call and which is under various other accreditations, including the ranking. And so that is the reason we have decided to offer this 60 hours online onboarding Aivancity. And parallelly, they will get another link wherein they will get all the information regarding right from arriving at the airport till the time coming to the Aivancity's platform. So this particular course is really very helpful online course completing. Some students might complete it in 50 hours. Some students might need 80 hours to complete that, depending on their competencies and the repeated levels of training they need to go through this online onboarding Aivancity and complete the assignment. So that is why I'm trying to just give you more information. Then comes the actual study plan, which is like first year it is 550 hours of lessons, that is classroom. Second year also 550 hours of lessons, that is classroom, plus blended with various other what you can say pedagogical tools, which includes attending AI clinic, attending various workshops, attending guest lectures and visiting faculty lectures, visiting industries and all that. So all this put together brings them 60 credit for year one, and similar pattern helps them earn 60 credits for year two. All put together becomes 120 European credits, and that is how this program is run through AI Clinic, which I will talk about it a little later. AI Clinic, which is compulsory element of our pedagogy, where student needs to spend at least 9 to 10 hours per week under this platform to understand various things about application of this particular knowledge and how companies use this particular application and create their projects. Because from IT, now shift is towards AI, and for AI you need data, so it is also integrated, and students come to know about that when they go through this particular course, starting from 60 hours of online training, then getting into year one and getting into year two, completing their qualification. In between there are lots of internship opportunities, in between there are lots of apprenticeship opportunities, lots of placement opportunities, and after completing this qualification they have opportunity to stay back in France for 2 years, 1+1 year, which is for Indian students. And not only in France, all across 29 Schengen countries, they can officially forward their CVs, attend interviews, and talk to companies on the basis of interviews for their further career development. As I was mentioning to you about the study plan, and I'm going to share this slide with Join in Campus, because if they wish, they can really share this particular PPT with 2-3 important slides, especially this data management program details. That is how this entire study plan is delivered. In the year one, what is going to happen? In the year two, what is going to happen? What exactly student and how students need to prepare for this and all that. And then that will give students also a fair idea that what they should be committing. Because if you look at it, I try to do the comparison. We are likes of IITs in India for artificial intelligence studies in France, because we are recognized by government of France for that, offering us ranking as #1 ranked institution, Gandhi call and all that. And we want students to really commit for good studies, for their good career in whatever course that they have selected. So some students that they come to you are really very focused, and they need to know what type of study plan, what type of subjects, what modules are integrated in this particular course. And we are more than happy to share this particular slide with the students to tell them that this is how the study plan is going to go. Then the third one that I would like to mention here is, I was telling you, 50% of high technology, 25% of business, 25% of legal and ethical practices that students must understand. So that is where I think super specialty of Aivancity comes in picture. Then one more thing I would like to mention is many students ask, what is the difference between mm, data engineering or data engineer, data scientist, or data analytics, and what does they do? So this slide particularly try to help them understand that when you are a data engineer, you will do this, structuring the entire data and make it usable. As a data scientist, you will extract that data and create your platform through algorithms, which is essentially mathematics. And through that algorithm, you will generate various platforms for data analysts to use. So out of this algorithm, data analyst can extract the required data, create business presentation, create business models, and present it to the management for business decision making. So that is what happens with three different distinctly identified qualifications on the basis of three distinct professions that companies now are looking for, as a data scientist, as a data engineer, and as a data manager, etc. So this is very important for us to understand so that we can share this information with the candidates and accordingly create awareness for them to join the right type of a qualification. So this is data pipeline that also is very well informative, which candidates should go through before selecting the course, that who does what and all that. Data management, what is the profile? Say, for example, what does data analyst is expected to do in their careers? What is the business analyst, what they're expected to do in their careers when they join in the company? So this is some sort of profile that one would get in the companies to join once this particular data management qualification is completed. Coming to the cost side of it, this particular qualification, data management, this is my personal, what you can say, share with you. It has nothing to do with Avancity's official statement, but to make it understand the students in a simple language, I call it 35 lakhs package. Now, what do you mean by 35 lakhs package? Tentatively 10 lakhs of rupees course fee for the year one, 6 lakhs of rupees for living expenses, 10 lakhs of rupees course fee year two, 6 lakhs of rupees living expenses year two. That makes it 32 lakhs, and 3 lakhs for visa, flight tickets, medical claim, this, that all put together, it becomes 35 lakhs split into 2 years. I will not mention much about these part-time jobs and this and that, because that information is in public domain. Anyone can extract. Students are allowed to stay back in France for 2 years, 1 + 1 year under job search visa and all that. So you can really take out that information from official sources and then share that with the candidates. But as far as cost part of it is, 35 lakhs package is where students would be able to understand, their parents would be able to understand how exactly they need to prepare for their finances, and it has nothing to do with what Campus France needs. Campus France is independent French governmental organization which will handle visa, so it has nothing to do with visa. It is just preparing the candidate's mindset that what is going to be the ultimate outflow. Campus France might need a different statement for showing the living expenses and all that. So be careful. I'm not mixing it with what Campus France needs. I'm trying to tell you here that what students and parents understand pretty quickly, and this is independent of what Campus France needs, which Join in Campus is capable enough to share that with you. So please don't mix it up. I'm not talking on behalf of Campus France and how you will get your visa and all that. Nothing of that. I'm just talking generally about the package, because we understand packages very well in India. So that is the reason parents would be able to understand that how much is the outflow for me in 2 years. Course fees are permanent, needs to be paid in advance. 6 lakhs living expenses is combination of various things, but this is what generally I have found out as an average outflow for students if they are staying in France and living in a shared accommodation and all that. And how much they earn on part-time classes, that I have no figures available with me, and they can check it out on any of the official website, and find it out. So this is from my side. And anything in between, please feel free to ask any of the queries if you have, and I will be more than happy to take them up. And as far as our application process is concerned, Join in Campus is much aware of that. They will help you understand that it is our online application which Join in Campus will handle, and they will help students to come up to the interview stage, because as I said, interviews are done by our academic team, It's an independent set of department which conducts academic interviews for final selection. Before that, there is a 90-second video which students need to upload introducing themselves. That is an exercise in itself. We come in picture if you if you inform join in campus that there is a group of students who are interested in knowing how to design my self presentation for 90 seconds, please let us know. We will try and help students to really develop their 90-second video with the necessary inputs and information in that video, so that then they get to their final stage of uh, interview call for admission purposes. This is from my side. Currently there are no application fee for join in campus related and coming through applications from join in campus. We have waived that off, but it is a very simple process. We don't give paper admissions, but we have a very simplified, very easy to carry on application process to bring students finally for their jury interview, that is academic interview. So I would like to conclude here with a small repetition that this particular course is a 2 years, 120 full master's qualification, fully taught in English. We don't need GRE, GMAT, IELTS, TOEFL. Ours is a interview-based admission process. This particular course is known as Masters in Data Management to become data analyst or business analyst. This program is very well received in India by the students. It is fully taught in English, and students come there. We teach French as a foreign language to them when they come to us for 2 year studies with us. We don't need any French language certification as well as a element of admission. But when they come to us, we teach them French as a foreign language. This is the basic, and as I said, 35 lakhs is a package. Split in 2 years is what is the financial requirement. Visas and everything, you will come to know about that from join in campus. It's a very simple process which is handled by Campus France. And to conclude, we have a very specific design of AI clinic, which is intellectual property right, which Aivancity has registered globally, and we really get appreciated for that. Where I would like to spend 1 or 2 minutes more to explain this to you, if I am allowed. So Himali, am I allowed to explain this in 2-3 minutes? Do we have time?
Hello. Yes, Amol. First
Yeah.
of all, I would like
Yeah.
to thank you, for this wonderful presentation and
Yeah.
giving such a detailed information to all of our associates.
No problem. Thank you very much.
And
So this,
yeah,
yeah,
and we
please.
have time. You can definitely proceed further. It's fine.
Yeah. So I thought this is a little important to explain what this AI clinic is and what is this intellectual property right that we have. Now, AI clinic is a forum which is designed by Avancity to create lots of opportunities for students in the domain of internships, in the domain of apprenticeship, in the domain of final placement. So this is the flow through which students and companies really identify each other and trying to find out what type of joint opportunities they can really create for themselves. Avancity doesn't come in picture as a recruiter. We are not a recruitment company. We are a university. We're a private university degree awarding body. So we have taken lots of efforts to create this particular design where placements, internships become automatic fallout of what students are requested and really asked to do is this AI clinic, wherein each and every student, irrespective of the course that they have joined, has to attend 8 to 10 hours per week, this AI clinic. Now, what happens in this AI clinic? We have about 100 companies, which are our partner companies, and they bring their live cases in the domain of AI and data, machine learning, deep machine learning to us. And this forum, these cases are opened with students to discuss and brainstorm, challenge, give their inputs from the legal side of it, maybe from ethics side of it, technology side of it, business side of it. And companies really love discussing this with students because of two reasons: because of their specific knowledge, and second is openness and young brains trying to discuss, which companies think that, oh, we never thought about this, that this particular aspect raised by this particular candidate during the project, we never thought about it. So this particular forum creates opportunities for companies to really open up with students as prospective interns, prospective apprentice, prospective employees. Students get opportunity to talk to companies directly on a live case basis, live projects basis. So these projects are actually taking place, shape in the companies. So these are not used cases, these are live cases. So there is where application comes in. Students understand how companies look at these projects, how knowledge is applied, how these different projects are handled by the companies professionally, because there is so much of money and human resource deployed for this, and companies want this project to be successful. And student becomes, infusers for new perspective, new knowledge, new information, because they are studying this at a latest technology level. And then therefore this particular forum and interaction within this forum becomes extremely important, where lots of internship opportunities get created. Students get opportunities to become apprentice in the company. If they get that opportunity, then they will work in the company for 3 weeks, and for 1 week they will come back to the universities for their studies and all that. So this is all creating opportunities at one side, and giving world-class, high-end, latest technology knowledge, either in the domain of data science, in the domain of data engineering, or in the domain of data management, to really build up and convert candidate either into a professionally certified data engineer, that is AI engineer or data engineer, or business or data analyst. So that is what Avancity keeps on continuously working on. And that is where when students come to us, they though have to study a lot. So let me be very honest, it is not like they're going and coming to Paris for a pleasure trip. Obviously, they are not, because we select students on the basis of their acquired skills, there on the basis of their aptitude, their willingness to get into this world-class education. Being ranked number one, we take a lot of efforts to finalize the students' application and interview them in a very friendly manner so that they can get selected. Me and my team member here in Pune, she's Gayatri, we really try to help students really go through that interview and get selected, because these are humongous efforts that comes in before candidate reaches up to interview level, and we don't want students unable to speak, unable to tell their story and not get selected. So that becomes total loss for each of us. So we make sure that each selected candidate who has applied and has come up to the interview stage really becomes successful, and that success brings conversion, and that becomes creates happy situation. Because the moment student comes to Avancity, we have testimonials. We have currently about 20 students studying with us from our last year campaign, where we came to India for the first time. I did a lot of multiple city visits. Joining campus was handholding me to introduce Aivancity to all their business partners, and through that, out of nowhere, in the sense, without having much brand presence, without having much information of India, we still ended up getting about 25 applications, and half of them were for our undergraduate program, and half of them were for our postgraduate program, which was data engineering. This year, we are introducing this data management, because earlier it was fully in French language, but this year we have introduced it in English language. Now, therefore, this program, master's program, is now available, 120 credits, 2 years, fully taught in English language. And that is why when we introduced this program this year in India, we have started getting a huge amount of inquiries from Indian students. And that is the reason I thought to again request joining campus to invite all of you to go through this product presentation. If you have any queries, if you want to know more, just let us know, and we will be more than happy to readdress all of you, because understanding this and bringing in right type of candidate is what we look forward and creates mutual success for all of us. So I rest my case. Thank you very much for your time, and please feel free to raise your queries to join in campus, and I will be more than happy to share all the required information back to you.
Thank you, Amod. I think we have few queries already in the chat box. So can you please
Please,
answer
yeah,
them?
yeah, I will
Yeah,
try and answer
sure.
them. Yeah. Whether there are separate programs to become data scientist, data engineer, data analyst in master's level. Yes, we have three distinct qualifications. One is dedicated to data engineers, one is dedicated to data analyst, which we talked today, and third one is data scientist. So all these three are different qualifications with different background required and different professional and job profiles when qualifications are completed. So answer to this question is yes. Can you brief about the average salaries in the data science segment in France and Europe? Simple answer is that I'm not qualified to answer this question. You can use ChatGPT and you can type what is the average salary for entry-level data scientist in France, or entry-level data scientist in Europe, data management graduate in Europe, data engineering graduate in Europe, and you will find very attractive and surprising answers. And I'm quite sure you will be happy to know that these are the packages generally offered by the companies. And France is very open. French president was here in India for our 26th January Republic Day celebrations, and he himself gave interview that we are looking for Indian students coming to France and take up our technology studies and then take up our technology jobs in the domain of AI and data. So obviously that means there are lots of opportunities available. Currently there is shortfall of talent. That is why French president is appealing. Obviously these are technical and qualified jobs wherein qualification plays an important role. That itself means it has very attractive salaries and packages available, and that is the reason students have become smart and they have started coming to France. Other than these attractive reasons, France as a country, I would like to tell you, is if you look at Shanghai rankings and QS rankings, as far as countries, what you can say, ranking is concerned, France comes third in global list as one of the best countries for your advanced studies in technology domain, which many Indian, including myself, I was not aware of this, but France has that. And France is known country for mathematics studies, and they have more Nobels awarded in mathematics than any other country. So, and then now France has really, repositioning themselves in the domain of AI and data, and they are trying to become leaders. Like Germany is leader for automobile and mechanical engineering. France is trying to upgrade, upskill itself to become number one country, number two country currently they are, but they want to get into number one in the domain of artificial intelligence and data, and that is why they are taking so much of efforts to invest, create opportunities, and finally bring Indian students to get into these types of education and take up jobs and opportunities, or even introduce startups.
Amod, what will be the application deadline for this Paul intake?
Application deadline for this will be now this is month of May, half May is through. By end of June, we
End
should
of
be
June.
actually, yeah, because then we have to calculate the visa processing time as well.
Right.
And
Of
this year
course.
I was speaking to campus France managers from different regions, and they were saying that since applications have increased, students really need to plan, because then they have to go through our interview, then they have to secure their appointments with VFS, and they have
Right.
to arrive in time. So they have to
Yeah.
reverse calendar and find it out.
Everything should be on time, so it's better we can take
Correct.
application.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Team, any other questions, any queries? You can unmute yourself, or maybe you can write in the chat box.
Please feel free.
Any scholarships available, Amod?
Good question. Scholarships for master studies are very, very few, but for our undergraduate studies, lots of scholarships are available. And for us is full can nothing. But now for our graduates as an
Amod, your
integrated
voice
system,
is
we have
breaking.
already
We
secured
are not able to hear you
candidates, and
properly.
yeah, is it? I don't know why. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now it's better.
Yeah. So our scholarships are mostly reserved for undergrad students. For mature students, that is PG students, there are very, very few scholarships available, and which are allotted on the basis of very, very high profiles. Anything else like to know?
No, that's it. I think you can just share this presentation,
I will do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I
we
will
can
surely
share
do
to all
that
our
in a while.
associates.
Absolutely, yes, please.
You
So
have,
thank you very
I
much.
think,
Yeah, someone
regarding
is
the
asking
backlogs.
backlogs accepted. I think backlogs for us means nothing as far as candidate has finished their education in time. Backlog is like just rewriting the examination either in the second year, third year, or the last year. But at the end of the day, if the course is completed within the stipulated year's time, that is 4 years or 3 years, we are okay with that. And anyway, we look at the candidate as an individual with aspiration. So we don't deny them application. We would like to talk to them and check why this backlog was there rather than refusing the application. So you can talk to students and find out backlogs. Then I think gaps. Now gaps for us is what student was doing. If they can justify the gap, that they were doing something, they were preparing for their examinations, or they were doing this, they're doing that, other than just sipping tea and coffee and doing nothing, that is not acceptable. But anything that is justifiable, so gaps are also acceptable, provided candidate has right answer as a justification.
Any age limit for bachelor's?
For bachelor's, I think bachelor's is higher secondary, the 12th standard, so they can join year one. Other than that, I think age limit is only related to whatever age they are after completing their higher secondary. But for our masters, I'm very glad to tell you that there is no age limit for masters. We have secured candidates from Middle East, particularly Dubai, Indians working there at the age of 42, 45, and they have joined our data engineering course. They have secured their visas, and companies are also very glad to offer them, full, what you can say, leave, sabbatical to go and study in France, become professionally certified data engineers, and come back and rejoin the company. So age is not a limit, provided candidate has the right profile to apply for the course and go through the admission process.
Okay. Thank you, Amod.
Yeah. So
Any
once
other
again, thank you very
queries?
much, everyone. If you have queries, I'm there.
Yeah, I think everything
Let
is
me know.
sorted now.
All right. Okay. Thank you,
Yeah.
Himali. Thank you so much. And
Thank you
then
for your time, Amod.
really appreciate everyone's time and look forward to getting good applications for data management.
Yes, for sure. Thank
All
you so
right.
much. Have a nice
Thank you.
day.
Yeah, you too. Namaste.
Yeah.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Thank you.